Well, hello, everyone.
You young punk ass motherfuckers, you think you know it all and you don't know shit.
Welcome back, channel. I wanted the fanboy stuff to die down before doing this video. Here you can see these bullet points. Perceived advantages of turbos in trucks, pause if needed, allows for more fuel efficient powertrain, exhaust gas is not wasted, more torque added at a lower RPM, and Toyota says 1700 RPM is when all your power will be out there for the new 6th gen 4Runner. Here you can see the electric motor for the IMAX in the middle, the Turbo 4 in front, and a super long transmission. So engines twist when you accelerate with them. That Turbo 4 will twist very hard on those components. Disadvantages of turbos in trucks: hit pause if needed. The complexity, they're very sensitive to poor maintenance. Extra pressure, more likely to consume oil, and they're easier to overheat, and replacing turbos is very costly, and turbos do not forgive low oil, poor quality oil if you don't change your oil. So here we have some great images of the 6th generation 2025 4Runner, and it is a good looking truck in some ways. In other ways it's not. As soon as that truck starts to turn in these videos, you can see how narrow it looks given the pickup truck it was based off of, and that's why the first and second doors are kind of concave in with those body wedges, and the front of this truck looks like a Tacoma. People are spazzing out over the taillights on the 6th generation 4Runner. I kind of think they're small, and I'm not going crazy about them. And here I see the 12-inch Tacoma display. Here are all the models for the 6th generation 4Runner. And these are simple things you can do with any four-wheel drive vehicle. Here they're pushing the turbocharged and electrified. You can see the reasons why we don't recommend getting a Turbo 4. It just won't handle the durability that a V6 or V8 will. I understand it's got 278 horsepower and 317 pounds of torque before you IMAX it. So I added a TRD cold air intake to my 5th gen, and I have 278 horsepower and more torque, and I can get even more with the TRD exhaust. So we're splitting hairs here, and that's the only reason that little 4-banger shows more power than the current V6. But again, I've never seen a 4-cylinder as durable as a V6 or V8, and I don't want to hear about a diesel engine in some Asian market. That's apples and oranges. I do believe the more refined drive, which is why we call this truck a grocery getter. Again, you know, if I was just walking in off the street, I'd get sticker shock on this truck. I don't care what model. If you guys think you're going to go in and negotiate on a Trail Hunter or TRD Pro, good luck. And these greedy dealers are worse than the mafia. Okay, so get ready for your market adjustment fees, and then getting run through F&I with all sorts of other stuff you won't need. And again, I want to remind everybody about the first year quality issues with the Tundra, Tacoma, and Sequoia. And again, I heard via other sources that this truck will be built in Japan. Well, that's a good thing. But with so much Tacoma integration, it wouldn't take much for Toyota to make the truck here in this country for less money. And I actually haven't seen official word that they are making it in Japan. Everyone's saying they will, so it makes it easier to buy. Here, again, you know, this is right off the Ford Bronco. They did that, and a lot of the things they're touting, right? So this is just basically low speed stuff. But just imagine that turbo being on and all the heat it will generate, right? And I've heard from Tundra owners when they tow that the turbos are on constantly when you tow. So I just imagine, you know, that your oil viscosity, things like that, you're going to change your oil with these trucks, I would do it every 3,000 to 3,500 miles. And again, we recommend an oil catch can for any turbo 4-cylinder, period, to catch that crudge oil, prevent it from going into the head of the motor. So again, you know, the front of the truck, I don't really have big issues with it. It looks good. It still retains some of that tombstone styling of the 5th generation. Power liftgate is nice. I know Teresa would love a power liftgate on our 5th gen, but you can buy the accessory for the 5th gen and make your tailgate power. So yeah, the Trail Hunter to me looks better than the TRD Pro. I would rather have the Trail Hunter over the TRD Pro, and it just for obvious reasons. Though that air snorkel, for example, this other stuff looks good too. So I still feel this is a grocery getter, and you know, when some of these professional off-road channels, overlanding channels on YouTube, get their hands on this truck and load it up, it's not going to perform like the V6 when the V6 is loaded up. And I'll take that to the bank for sure. You know, Toyota claims improved efficiency that they've never seen before with this powertrain combination in the 4Runner and Tacoma and Tundra. Let me tell you, if you only have, which is how they do this testing, just a driver in the vehicle, sure, the 5th gen 4Runner may get less gas mileage than the 6th gen 4Runner, but I think, you know, just like with the Tundra and Taco, you're going to find out the fuel economy numbers are very close to the V6, sometimes lower. If you load the 5th gen up and the 6th gen up with equal weight, I'm putting my money in the 5th gen to ride better and get better fuel economy. And of course, you can see here that lip for the battery packs, which makes your loading in the back, you have to lift a bit higher. The 2400 watt AC converter, the pre-wired auxiliary DC panel, again taken from the Ford Bronco. That was a great idea. Thumbs up there. I'm struggling though with price increases given today's economy and what real people are making for a living, and the fact that dealers only lease at MSRP. You know, it's a scary world. And again, you know, the first year of production, every manufacturer has problems. So, you know, this 12-inch, 8 or 14-inch touchscreen, I might have said 12-inch earlier. I get it, right? It's right there. It looks cool. I just, you know, don't mind what the 5th gen offers right now. The 14-speaker JBL premium audio system, that would rock. I wouldn't buy a 6th gen 4Runner without it. That 14-speaker audio system. And, you know, this is a cool feature too. We have quite a few JBL products in our home, and I can vouch for them completely. Being able to bring it outside of the truck, I think, is a really cool idea, and I give that a thumbs up. So the configurable cluster is a lot like a Ford Mustang in my perspective. I get it, it's cool, but there's a lot to be said for a good gauge display, manual gauge display, and I get all this technology, but let's say, well, the high temperatures of the desert damage the electronic display. Just saying, if your windows are rolled up and you leave the vehicle for a while. Now, Toyota Safety Sense, when they brought that into the 5th gen and 3.0 on the 6th gen, that's wonderful because it really reduces your insurance costs. When your insurance company finds out you have this technology in your truck, you're gonna be paying less for car insurance. This year, you know, the 5th gen has it. You know, and that mirror looks kind of similar to a 5th gen mirror. And, you know, I'm out on the interior because of the poor quality of the Tundra and Taco interiors. It looks good on film. They are offering some really cool colors for the 6th gen, and I see Calvary Blue right there, which is my favorite Toyota color. So, right, you know, doing donuts and flooring it, I think a lot of trucks can do that. But you can't get overconfident in these situations. The shifter area looks kind of cool. The seats look more like racing seats now than utilitarian, usable, comfortable truck seats. So, and there's a big emphasis on the environment, right? So I think this truck is probably made with more parts that are environmentally friendly. All right, let's wrap this up. All right, here's what to know about the 2025 4Runner. Pause this if you needed to, and I tell you, only time will tell. Seriously, you got an electric motor, you got that 8-speed transmission, you got that i4. Lots of opportunities for things to go wrong. Ultimately, get a 5th generation 4Runner before they're gone. This is your last chance to get an old school Toyota.